did. Well, never fear. Cooper's here, I'm back. Having some technical issues though tonight, without a doubt there. Internet is definitely playing up, but we will persevere and we'll see how we get on. So, obviously, we tried to do a driver interview earlier on, and that didn't work because of a settings issue, and then I got kicked out, and we ran through the Drivers' Championship, and obviously we're just about to go into qualifying. So, let's bring everyone up to speed really quickly. We've had a look at the drivers. Team Championship at the moment, the Ambitious are currently in first place. Let's actually watch somebody, GTJ, whilst we're doing this. There we go. As you can see, some of the times there from free practice. So the Ambitious is the Nissan boys. They're currently top on 220. Then Zingray Racing and the Mercedes team are second on 204. North-South Racing in the Ferrari are third on 146. PSR in the Audi are fourth on 112. Gatlin Motorsport are fifth in the Bentley on 89 points. CRT Black Cats in the Jag are currently in sixth with 86 points. Then we've got an Aston team, AMR, they're seventh on 74 points. Taco Racing are eighth in the Porsche on 72 points. Then we've got Overdose Racing, both in the McLaren on 36 points. And bringing up the rear at the moment is Fresh Sim Racing. Okay, so see, we got all that out of the way. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get to speak to Kino. I will get Kino back on next week. He's a lovely guy, really, really positive attitude, and I know you guys are going to love him. So we'll get him back on next week. So we do have people back in. Good. I am live, everybody. You can come and watch as we listen to that beautiful Audi. So let's go on board and have a look at that. So we did say that we wanted to do a track guide. We'll do that in qualifying, as we do every time we do a live comms. So we'll pick someone, we'll go on board and see if we can find some hints and tips as they're driving.
Green light, show them what you got.
There we go, so qualifying's just getting underway. Who's that on the way out first? Graham's always out first, followed by Kevin. Okay. Let's have a watch on him. So, Coops competition. Here we go, guys. Everybody loves that. And I Am Slow is in. Morning, mate. How are you? Sorry you can't be with us, but there seems to be a few technical issues going on today. But we'll see how we get on there. Georgie's in. Yeah, he's pulling for Michael today to get that win. I know. I think he's due one. Still going to have to work hard for it, though, Georgie. And so, Coops competition this week. We are at Brands Hatch, which we know is one of the jewels in British motorsport. Great track, very difficult, very technical. Equally as unforgiving as other places we've been to very recently, and that's going to test these boys quite a lot this evening. So the question is this. Since the 50s, there has been quite a few iterations of the track in terms of design. Can you tell me how many iterations of the Brands Hatch circuit there has been from the 50s onwards? Okay, so I want a number from you guys. We know what the prize is. It's going to be a free setup for a car and track of your choice. Okay, so if you missed the question, Brands has had a number of iterations over the years in terms of track layout. Can you tell me how many iterations there have been since the 50s? Okay, pop it in the chat and we'll keep an eye on everyone and see how that goes. Right, so Graham is on a fast lap at the moment. As he's just started that lap. Coming, by the way, this is the most famous straight in the world, named after probably the best commentator you've ever heard. It's Cooper's Straight. Can't say much more than that, can I really? No, you're right, I can't. I Am Slow's guessing at 6. No, I Am Slow, it's not 6, but thanks for guessing. You're not allowed to guess now for another 20 minutes. Okay, otherwise you're just going to keep throwing numbers at me. Right, as Graham makes his way round the back, you know what I'm just going to do? 1 second, I'm just going to change this. There you go. We just turn it down a little bit, so I know you guys like to hear what I say. Yeah, so round 4, I mean, the previous couple of rounds have been absolutely epic. Graham's going to come across now, and he's going to put in a 1:24.7. Well, that's a quick time. I know Michael was around the 1:24.6s in free practice, but yeah, that is a quick time. Let's just have a look at it. So down through Graham Hill Bend, onto the Cooper Straight. Little spurt this one, and we've got to come up to Surtees, which is a really difficult left-hander. You've got to kind of break between those two orange boards, and then you've got to wait. You've got to get a late apex on and pull it across to the right-hand side. So now it's an important part of the track. You've got this big straight now down Pilgrim's Drop towards Hawthorns, which is a quick right-hander. You want to adapt with the brakes, down the gear, turn her in, straight on the power there. As you see, the Coops gets a bit bigger. Use all the run-off area. And then we're into Westfield again, down the gear. You've got to cut as much of that as you can. And here comes my favourite corner of the track, through Dingle down, sheet curve. That's it, good lad, he's not dead. And then through Stearns, down second gear, turn her in, get on the power nice and early. The track, she just flows through clearways, then Clark curve at the end here. That's nice, and look at the time. Look at that time, he's half a second up already. A 24.1, that's a stonker. That is an absolute stonker. Okay, so Graham's put his marker down. GTJ in the Audi, he's 6 tenths behind him, and then Evan IRL in the Bentley. As I say, Evan is new, it's his first run out with us tonight. He's a permanent driver, he's got some good pace about him. So he's having a run out in the Bentley. He's currently 3rd place, 1 second off the pace. And then we've got Kevin in North-South Racing. He's a little bit further down. And look at this, guys. We have Royalty. Royalty has joined us this evening. Yep, that's correct. James Williams. Lucky number 7, says Georgie Priest. No, you can't guess for 20 minutes either. So, James Williams is in. He's as a reserve tonight. He just couldn't keep away. He was saying in the Discord, you know, he was getting bored with just dealing with the growth of FRL, and he wanted to get in and get dirty with the guys, so we let him in and see how he gets on tonight in his nice Ferrari. So we have a chap in 4th place in a Ferrari, yeah, Violent. I don't think anybody knows who this chap is, so whoever he is, maybe he's changed his Discord name today or something like that. I have inquired, but we've got a spinner there. Don't actually know who this chap is. And then we've got the other new chap, Papano, in the Lexus. So he's obviously pounding around nicely in that Lexus. He's in 5th place at the moment. Michael's in 6th, so he's out of position. But again, probably just taking a couple of laps to get things warmed up. Will in the Nissan. You must remember last week the 2 Nissan chaps, Will and Crazies, they had a fantastic race last week and really worked together well to get up the field. They both finished just behind each other and was actually the closest battle on track. So something like that might end up happening again today. And then Keno DJ, who we were supposed to talk to earlier on, he's currently in 10th place. As the mysterious Violent goes pole with a 1:23.9, and that is a ridiculously fast time. So, I mean, he's got the pace to be here, just don't know who he is. And Michael goes 2nd, 63 thousandths off him. So these boys are putting in some quick times. IR Graham's currently in 3rd. And there are some quick times. Euphoric States popped in a nice lap there. He's gone 9th. He's obviously just pulled over there for a second after completing that lap. Crazies pops it into 6th place. I think Crazies is beginning to enjoy that Nissan currently at the moment. So 10 people currently watching. Hello, good evening everybody. If you'd like to take part in Coops competition, I'll repeat the question for you quickly. Yes, Georgie Priest, that's ridiculously fast. The question is, Brands Hatch has had a number of iterations of the track over the years. Can you tell me how many iterations of the track layout there has been since the 1950s? So I want a 1-number answer, and if you guess it wrong, as we've had people guess it wrong, then you're not allowed to re-answer for 20 minutes. Okay? That's the deal. So yeah, so Viner is currently sat in provisional pole there with a 1:23.9. I'm sure Michael's going to want to try and pull that gap. 63 thousandths isn't a huge gap, but 63 thousandths when you're going that quick on a track is not that easy to it's not that easy to find, if I'm honest with you. Let's pop on board with our provisional pole. Obviously he's just going to pull over. What great timing that is. Thank you, dude. So, if any of you are new to watching FRL, so it's Taco Tuesdays. This is COMMS by Coops. I get involved with doing live commentary, also a Tier 1 racer within FRL. But today we're doing the comms for our Tier 1 boys. We have a 15-minute qualifying session, of which there were just over 6 minutes left here at Brands, and then after that we have an hour's race. During that hour there will be one mandatory stop where you will have to take tyres. You don't have to take fuel, but you do have to take tyres. So we shall see what their strategy about. So I think Mr. Williams is in the middle at the moment. He's sat in the top 10. He's hanging second off the pace, and that is not too shabby. Not too shabby at all, James. Will's in 10th. Foreign State's currently 11th in the Porsche, and then you've got Bruges in the other Bentley, and Bruges is normally really quick, so I'm expecting him to push up the grid. Reedy in his Merc, he's currently sat in the pits. Keno, our featured driver for this evening, is currently 14th. He was saying earlier on we couldn't do the driver interview, unfortunately. Pony feeder, nice lap, yeah, brilliant for Keno. Wild guess at 14. That was wild, Pony, so that'll be a no. 20 minutes before your next guess, please. Marek is currently 15th. He's 2 seconds off the pace. And then Fresh Jinx, 16th. Calm Koala is also new. He's sitting in as reserve this evening. He's been with FRL for a few weeks now. Big TikTok guy, so might be worth checking out if you like TikTok. 5-second videos, whatever it is. Lurchies is in 18th in the McLaren. We love Lurchies, he's an ever-present. And GT Jamie 141 is in the sister McLaren. And at the back, currently, no time set as yet. We're probably going to see that happen right now. We've got Tro in the AMR team in his Aston. So actually, Pony Feeder. Pony Feeder. Who is Viner, if you know him? Please tell me. Okay? Because I think we might be infiltrated. So there we go. We've got 4 minutes left. So Michael is still... We'll go on board with him. Let's have a look and see how the Ferrari is handling around here. So we go through Clark Curve onto the Brabham Straight. He's coming onto his quick lap. We'll stay on for this quick lap. So Paddock Hill Bend, obviously a really difficult corner this. Got to get the car balanced just right, get on the power there. You go wide, he's sealed back out of the power there because he was going to push wide. Up into Druids. First gear, hairpin, get on the power early, pull the car across to the right hand side just before the curve starts, down in gear, tuck her in, get on the power, you can drag her wide there. He's a couple of tenths up, he's losing a bit of time there as we're coming into Surtees. Important corner because of that straight go, Michael. He's on the power nice and early there. He's losing time from this last lap though, unfortunately, but maybe he can make it up in the twisty section. So down Pilgrim's Drop we go, into Hawthorns, first of these tricky right-handers. He drops it down 2 gears, keeps it nice and tight. Into Westfield. And then through Dingle Down, which doesn't look planted enough to me. Through Sheen Curve, let's see what she does up here. No, Michael, that's it. It's not going to happen for him, I don't think. So we just got Clearways and Clark Curve to go. He's got to make up best part of 10th and a half. Go. He is making up some time, but not enough. So that's not going to work for Michael. So he's going to go for another lap, so we will keep an eye on that. And now let's put this into perspective, okay? We're saying, oh, that wasn't quite quick enough, and oh, you know, he's a little bit slower there, and you know, we're talking thousandths of a second or a tenth, right? Which is obviously absolutely nothing. The other thing to consider you're looking at those times, 23.9s, 24 flats, 24.1, and even if you're going back, so 4th place, 5th, 6th, 7th, all the way down to 10th, there is only a second between the top 10, and that is an extremely quick time in 10th. Yeah, 11th, 12th, so I mean, we always say this grid is packed full of aliens. I think you could see it is packed full of aliens at the moment. And the chaps that are at the back, don't feel bad, guys. You're really, really fast humans. It's just the way it is. So we've got 1 minute 30 left to qualifying. Currently, Viner is still on pole. Michael and Graham are vying to take that away. Graham's, he didn't want to do that there. Not on pad. So that lap's not going to... He'd be wounded if that would have been the pole lap. Has he got enough in the tank to get another one done? So GTJ, he'll be happy. He's currently in 4th. He's sat in the pits at the moment. Not sure whether he's going to come back out. And then Evan IRL, he was saying he was really looking forward to getting involved today. Has heard some great things about the racing. I'm sure everybody has. Watching this Formula Racing is, well, it's not growing, it's exploding. It's growing so much on the PC. Well over 500 members now on PC and PS and the Discord. You know, the events are getting put up on page 1 on the sim grid. We've got 200 drivers on the PlayStation, so there's racing every night of the week apart from a Saturday. Yeah, great lap times, I Am Slow. I know, mate, I wonder what you would do. Tell me, I Am Slow, what would you be doing? And if anyone isn't aware, I Am Slow, who's currently watching, should be in tonight, but for sort of technical issues he can't. He uses a controller, so I call him the controller. I think he needs to change his name, really. But yeah, Evan, he'll certainly be pleased with that. Michael's just gone provisional pole with a 23.7. Wow. That's all I'm going to say. Right, the flag has dropped, so qualifying is finished, just completing the lap they're on. What's Graham going to do there as he crosses the line? Graham does not improve. So Michael does have a habit of doing this, if I'm honest with you. If you look back over the last couple of races, Michael has qualified on pole and always finished on the podium, just missing that win. And I really, you know, not being biased, I want all the guys to do really well, but I hope Michael does, I hope he gets a win. At some point, I'm sure he will. So Violet stays 2nd place. IR Graham is currently in 3rd. So that's your top 3 on that. GTJ, that's a great lap from him in 4th place. Evan IRL in his first outing with us, that's a fantastic lap. Crazies is in 6th, that's good. Good starting position for him. Let's just move out of that. Crazy's in 6th, and Kevin, that's a great run from him as well. He's 7th. Kino DJ, our featured driver for this evening, is currently 8th. That's a nice time from him. Bruce is 9th, 10th. Then we've got Will Friedman and King, that is James Williams, in 12th. Euphoric State 13th, Reedy in 14th, and then Marek and Fresh Jinx in 15th and 16th. GTJB 141 in the McLaren 17th. Tro in the Aston 18th. Calm Koala, his first showing in with Tier 1 tonight as reserve, he's 19th, and then Lurches is currently 20th with that McLaren. So, you know, if you look at the times, let's go to, again, the top 10, it's all pretty much within a second, and then all the way back to 16th, 17th, it's only 2 seconds. So we have got an extremely competitive grid. Traction's in, evening gents, let's hope he keeps it this time. You know, we'll see, mate, we will see. Controller smooth operator, says Kagatacos. This is the great thing, I don't have to do much with this, guys, because you all make the live chat so much fun. Evan's excited to be here, let's get it, totally. And Michael Races has actually popped a comment in saying, let's go. Well, make sure you do go, Michael. But I'm sure Graham will have something to say about that. I still would love to know who Viner is. No idea who this guy is. So, hey. And Kaga, we're going to miss you tonight, mate. It was unfortunate that we couldn't get you back in. Probably because Viner's in your place, whoever he is. But yeah, so 11 watching at the moment. I'm going to put the clue out there again quickly before we start getting formation laps underway. the competition is, we are at Brands Hatch, okay? Traction Dave, you are banned, by the way, from answering this question because you've won it for the last 2 weeks, so get off Google. Brands has had a number of different iterations to the track layout over the years. Can you please tell me the number of iterations the track has gone through since the 1950s to present day? Okay, the answer is obviously out there. That's where I got the question from. I want a 1-number answer. If you get it correct, fantastic. That's a free setup for you. Any track, any car, no problem whatsoever. If you guess wrong, yeah, or you do a Traction Dave, then what will happen is you're not allowed to answer for another 20 minutes. Okay, so you have to keep watching. There we go. So what do we think? What do we think is going to happen? I mean, this Violet, he's an unknown quantity to us. I don't know who he is, where he's from, how he drives. We know Michael is quick. We know Graham is quick. GTJ's pace has been really impressive over the last couple of races. Evan has a fantastic effort. First one out of the bag to be in 5th, and then you've got the ever-present Crazies. It's a frightening grid. It is an absolutely frightening grid when you look at those names. And our man Kino, Traction says, oh, guess we're 4. No Traction, so you can't answer for another 20 minutes. Yes, Kage, you put your feet up and relax, mate. Enjoy the racing. Hopefully we shall entertain you. So 40 minutes left. As you can see, everyone's just doing their last sort of setup changes. Let's go there. Let's go there. That's what where we want to be, don't we, for the start, ladies and gents. So an hour's race, 1 mandatory pit stop must be completed with a tyre change. Fuel is optional, so we know these guys like to do their manual stops. This is Tier 1 alien territory, so there's no auto stops going on with these boys. And the pit strategy just does always come into play. So we'll see how much that happens this evening. So formation up is about to get underway. It's not a huge track, this one, so it shouldn't take too long. And I believe that this evening I think they're going to do a guided one. I'm not sure. Not sure actually. So good luck to everybody in the FRL Taco Tuesday Tier 1. I wish you all luck. Please don't smash each other off the track, because I did put a warning out before the race. So I am watching. Pulls in. Hey, Tro, start your engines. Let's go. Yes, mate. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Graham's going for a little wander there. Whilst I've got everyone's attention, because this is obviously quite a nerve-wracking part before the race starts, is please like the video, and if you haven't subscribed and you like watching ACC and interested in live comms, please subscribe to the channel. It helps get what we're doing at FRL out to a wider audience. And obviously, you know, I sit here for hours and hours trying to entertain everybody, so don't make me cry. I'm joking. Okay, so everyone's putting those heat into the tyres and the brakes, getting everything warmed up. They're checking. Some of them are probably a bit worried that they didn't put enough fuel in. They're just doing that calculation now. They'll be thinking, okay, where am I strong on this opening lap? Where have I got to be careful? How are we going to place the car? Is there anybody around me that I don't know? In terms of how they drive, are they aggressive, are they fair? All these thought processes are going to be going through the guys' heads at the moment. And I know for a fact they're all sweating already, because they would have been doing a lot of practice today. And this is the cream. So we shall see. 24, who's popped in there? Traction. Think we all would. I am slow, says good luck lads. Yeah, definitely. I think I am slow is very, very keen to actually be out there rather than watching rather than racing. But mate, you're here. That's all that counts. Right, let's have a quick bit of water out. As they all form up 2 by 2, coming through the last corner, and this is about to start. Oh, Kaga says he loves brands. We all love brands. Right, here we go, boys. Let's hope for a clean one. As they line up, they're coming down the start-finish straight. And they wait. And they wait. And they wait. And they're off, and they're off, and they're going up. So Michael's kept his position at the moment. Graham's got a great start on the inside there. So Vinet's had to go wide. Graham's managed to take second place, takes the bollards out. He does, but we don't need them. And then GTJ's kept his fourth place. That's pretty good up there. Let's just get that up quickly. We've got a challenge up the middle there. So Evan IRL went for a challenge up the inside of GTJ in 1982. That didn't work, so he's on the outside. That's going to leave him open to an attack by Crazies. Crazies didn't manage to get that move done. Keno's managed to, here we go, the timing screens are doing their thing. So Kevin Centre there, you could see, is trying to make a move up the inside of Crazies. And then Keno DJ's behind him. Who's that? That's Kevin's. Kevin's jumped out the way there. He must have had a bit of an issue coming out of there. And Will Friedman's making a move now. Let's get on board and get some of this action, because it looks pretty exciting already, guys. So we're on board with Will. He's got Bruges in front of him. And Keno there. Will's gone the inside. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyone dead? No, look at them side by side. Wheel to wheel action. How can you not love this? So Will gets a good drive out of there, but Keno, as you can see, is in that mirror. He's still next to him. No, let's have a look from behind. A little bit of a flash there. You can see the pack. You can see, and everyone is clean through there. This is going to be breathless tonight. It's going to be absolutely breathless. Right, so these boys are all... Looks like everyone's had a clean one. Let's go back to the front. So Michael's currently out in front. He's got a second gap on Graham. And then Viner, who we don't know, is in third place. He's 8 tenths behind him. GTJ in the Audi is doing really well at the moment. He's keeping right on his tail. A standout drive from Evan at the moment in 5th place. He's only 2 tenths behind GTJ, so that's a good close battle, that one. Then you've got Crazies just sat behind them as they come to the end of the Cooper's straight. Crazies has gone off the track there. Has he touched the wall? No, he hasn't. So he's going to lose a lot of momentum now. Katie Gleason's in, rooting for Keno. Hello Katie, glad you're with us. And then we've got Bruges. So Bruges is a couple of seconds off at the moment. Will's in 8th with Keno just behind him. Keno, featured driver. Let's go and see what he's all about. Let's see if he can really put some pressure on Will. Two different lines in there, and I think the breaking point of Will potentially distracted Keno a little bit there. And there's contact behind, and that was Kevin and Euphoric State. Now Kevin's not going to be probably too happy with that. Didn't see exactly what happened, but Kevin's still back on, down the back of the grid. So Euphoric State is up to 10th. Keno's in 9th. So Will's managed to pull away. That error's going to be costly then. Let's keep an eye on Evan, because let's go on board with GTJ, because he's in a nice little sandwich, isn't he? So means we can have a look in front, and we can keep a look out behind as well. Let's do that. So we haven't even had 4 minutes of the race yet, and I'm tired already. Tired already. There's so much going on. It's absolutely crazy. And thank you to the 12 followers at the moment who are watching. I appreciate it. I'll run the question by you all again in a minute, because I want someone to win that, apart from Traction Dave, obviously. So these three are having a really hard battle at the moment. Crazies is a further 1.6 behind. Bruce is a second, then we've got a second. Euphoric State. So these three, James Williams, we've got to follow a bit of James. Obviously he's about to throw off the track as soon as I do that. And that's going to allow Fresh Jinx to get right on the back of him, although he probably got a little bit late on the brakes there, which is going to allow Reedy to get a run on him. Reedy, if he just took him behind. And then GTJB 141 in the McLaren. He's currently running 15th place, so he's holding on to the back of these two nicely. And then Marek in the Aston and Tro in the Aston. They're not having the best of times. Maybe the Aston isn't particularly well suited or set up well for this track at the moment. And then Kevin, unfortunately, who had that touch when he was running 9th with Euphoric State. He's in 18th, so he's going to be looking to obviously get that back. Let's have a look at Calm Koala. No changes at the top at the moment. Looks like Will Friedman. No changes there. So Calm Koala, as I say, he's a reserve. He's been invited to come in this evening, which he has done. So he's 1.2 seconds off Tro, but he's catching them up nicely. So maybe Calm Koala's just feeling his way into the track, just getting used to it in the car. And Lurches, unfortunately, is at the back there in the McLaren. Lurches, we'll get you some airtime later on, mate. Let's go on board. Let's see if a move can be done. It's a bit of a grass cut there. You've got to be careful in the sort of driver's briefing before we let everybody loose from their cages earlier on today. We didn't sort of reiterate, you know, if we're coming into the server and we're new, this is where the big boys like to play. So you've got to be respectful. Obviously, race as hard as you can, but obviously don't put yourself in a position where you compromise yourself or others, which I think is sensible. Shame we're not watching from the paddock, isn't it just, Katie? Well, we will be at some point in the summer. FRL always like to set up events, so keep your eyes out for that one. This car going to go for a move. That's a dangerous one. Just showing his nose there, trying to get Tro to go offline as they're both chasing down Kevin. Knew that was a big dive up the inside. That should allow Tro to come back though. Let's have a look in those mirrors. There's Tro. So Tro coming back up the outside there. They're going to touch. No, they're not. Maybe there was a slight tap there. That wasn't anything major though. So position gained for Calm Koala. Let's go back up the front. Michael's out up top at the moment. I don't really want to spend too much time on him, if I'm honest, because he'll probably crash and then blame me. But Michael's doing a great job up front. He's 1.7 ahead of Graham, which is no mean feat. And then our pole sitter, oh, GT Jamie's just lost it. So he's dropped 2 places. Evans promoted to 4th and Crazy's up to 5th. Unlucky GTJ, that was great driving up to that point. Easily done at this track though, she is unforgiving. And we've got, who was that off? Was that Euphoric State? No, just had somebody else off. So Violet went off, it would appear, so he's down in 7th. So I mean, that 129 qualifying pace, maybe he is a qualifying expert, shall we say. So Evan is elevated and is on the podium at the moment. Our debutante is currently running in 3rd place. Take it easy, mate. No problem. It's an easy track and you've only got Crazies behind you. I mean, he's not that fast. And I don't think he's ever won any FRL championships, potentially. And then GTJ he's desperate to catch back up with those two because he was doing extremely well in 3rd place. Nobody's elected to dive in for a really early pit stop, which I think is a good idea. Again, I mean, look at how much action's going on. We've only been going for 9 minutes. That's okay. Only been going for 9 minutes. So Euphoric State and Keno. Ah, here we go. Let's get on board with Keno. Press the right button, Coops. That would probably help. Ah, I've done it again. No, Keno. Oh, good driving. Good driving. Tell you what, hats off that man. That was some excellent driving to hold that there. I thought he was going to end up collecting someone else, Papaya, but he didn't, so that's a shame. Again, my fault. Sorry, Dave. Commentator's curse. Kate is going to shout at me now. Katie's going to say, Cooper, don't look at him again because he's going to throw it off in the wall. Yeah, I know that will probably happen. I do apologise. So Keno finds himself down in 11th place now, unfortunately. So Michael's out there. He's built that lead. 5/10. He's stretched that now since we were last with him, so 2.3 seconds. I think the one thing Michael has himself said is very critical, as most of these guys are of themselves, has said that, you know, just if he could just get maybe 10% more on the consistency, that will put him where he needs to be. So he's got that at the moment tonight. And as I say, Graham's leading the championship. Graham is always like a rocket ship, you know. and his consistency never lets him down. We interviewed him last week. If you haven't seen that, go back and have a look at it. As old, a really nice guy. So those two are having a little bit of a lonely time, actually, probably. So Evan is in third place. He's built a second gap over Crazy, so he's got to be happy with that. And Crazy's has then, in turn, built a second gap to GTJ, and GTJ's had another spin. So it looks like he's got out of shape there over the crest on that curb. Okay, I think he needs to just take a breath. I think he might be trying too hard. Take a breath, GTJ. You've got good pace, mate. Viner's put himself back up to 5th. Bruges is chasing him down in the Bentley. Bruges is 6th. You can see behind them we've got Will Friedman and Euphoric State. Now, if you guys don't watch GT3 Sundays, or at the moment we're doing a British GT3 Sundays, please do have a look at it. I do live comms on that as well. It's on the channel because Euphoric State last week on Sunday would have been my driver of the day. His pace was relentless. He was in loads of battles, but there kept being the odd error with the Porsche being so lively, and that probably was his downfall. But again, look, I mean, he's just put a move on Will. That doesn't come easy, and Will has now got company in the form of Papano, who's our other debutant this evening. He's in the Lexus, so he's now looking to close Will down. No changes up the top. Everyone is still pretty well gapped. Bruges is now only 7 tenths behind Viner, 5th and 6th place. So this is the next battle. Kino's fighting back. He's under a second. You can see that gap now. And then, as we saw in the background there, the king that is J.A. Williams is trying to get himself in the top 10. So we will have a look at both of them. And then Fresh Jinx in the Lexus is down in 12th, with Reedy in the sister Merc. He's running 13th at the moment. GT Jamie 141 in that McLaren. I don't think the McLaren's going to be too happy round here, to be honest with you. And then Marek in the Aston, who's normally got very consistent pace, so he's trying to close him down. And then Kevin's obviously wanting a little bit behind them as well. So GTJ, he's probably thought to himself, well, we've had those couple of offs, not full spins, but we've had those couple of offs. It's probably not done my tyres any favour, so he's elected to be the first person to do their mandatory pit stop. And as those two, GT Jamie and Marek, slowed up there, Kevin, you can see the amount of pace. Let's go on board with Kevin so we can watch that battle in front of him develop. It'll be an interesting one to see. Okay. So I Am Slow says that he's raced with Evan before, and that he's a good racer. So we're on board with Kevin, who is with North South Racing. So his teammate is Michael Races, who's currently leading the race. Down on the brakes into second. So I think he's probably hoping that these two have an issue. That's my internet, you can hear it's gone all funny, but there you go. So into Paddock Hill Bend, you've got to just be a little bit patient and then fully on the throttle as we go up towards Druids. Oh, that was a little bit hot in there, Kevin. So Marek manages to get that position back now on their way down to Graham Hill Bend, which is again, a lot of the corners here, they are quite difficult. They all intertwine nicely into Surtees. Again, another very difficult corner. It's the mid-speed kind of open. You've got to wait for a late apex, but obviously you've got to be on the power as quick as possible because you've then got the longest straight on the track as we head down Pilgrim's Drop into Hawthorns, which is the first tricky right-hander. So down 2 gears. As soon as the curb comes out there, we're straight back on the power. Into Westfield again. We want to cut that catches so many people out. You can use a lot of the runoff on the right there, and then into my favourite corner. Down with the brakes, down change, in we go. Straight on the power. Nicely done, guys. On the way down to Stirling's, down to second. Take that curve. And then on our run towards Clearways and Clark Curve. So Oh dear. Euphoric State is making a good push from the back. Yes. Kagatacos. He is, and that is your teammate. So as I said, I was very impressed with Euphoric State the other day. It's good doing the comms. You get to watch all these chaps, you get to know them all and how they drive, and then when we're doing the driver interviews, obviously we're getting to understand a bit more about them as a person. Puts that puzzle together nicely. So let's have a little recap. So let me go to Williams and Kino. That looks like the closest battle we've got on track at the moment. So 2 Ferraris going at it. One new chap, Kino, and well, James, obviously started FRL. So don't crash into him, Kino. You'll get booted out of the Discord. I'm joking. So Michael is still currently in first place. IR Graham second. That gap has grown to 3.3 seconds now. Evan IR in the Bentley still in third place. He's nearly 7 seconds behind them, but he's built a gap back to crazies of 2.3 seconds, which is impressive. Viner Kino is off the track. He heard what I said. He just wanted to get. He's just being kind, and he's put it in the pits. Okay, good move, Kino. So he's gone for his early pit stop, which will put Mr. Williams up to 9th. He'll be happy with that. So anyway, Crazies is in 4th place. Viner, our mystery driver, don't know, it could be the Stig, I have no idea. He's up into 5th place, or down into 5th place. Bruges is in 6th, couple of seconds behind. And then Euphoric State 7th, Will Friedman 8th. Then we've got James that we're watching now, he's in 9th place. And then rounding out the top 10, we've got Fresh Jinx, who has company. So let's keep an eye on these boys. Let's have a listen to the Lexus, shall we? Let's see the different lines, and obviously as soon as I come onto this, they're trying to throw it off the track. So really got all out of shape there, which was unfortunate. No, Lurchies, no, he can't have your seat. He already races, isn't he? He's just not in here tonight, mate. Just hasn't been able to make it. But anyway, this is not a futile exercise. A, we get to see the Lexus, but B, you can just see the pace. You can see the undulations of the track and the amount of gear changes that are going on here. You can see the inputs down on the bottom right hand side in terms of how much throttle they're putting on brakes, how much they're trailing. And as I say, it's just one corner after another. It's just rapid, absolutely rapid. Let's see what Paddock Hill Bend looks like from this view. There's Alert Cheese is in the pits now as well. So down 2 gears. No, he's gone down 3 gears. So that wasn't a confident take. You can see Reedy's closing back up on him. And then behind Reedy, you can see Mariola and the Aston's coming into play. So one tiny little mistake, as we have seen earlier on. And I don't mean to throw in the car off and hitting the wall and, you know, having a Hollywood explosion. I mean a tiny mistake that takes you offline or loses that momentum. You can see the gaps. The gaps are not particularly big, so you will lose places. And this is what I was saying before. This particular group of chaps, it's relentless and they are unforgiving. So we have 10 still watching the show, which is great. Okay, Coops competition whilst we're watching this develop, because no one's won it yet. We are obviously at Brands Hatch. Now, Brands Hatch over the years has had a number of iterations of the track layout. What I'd like you guys and girls to do is tell me how many iterations of the track has there been from the 1950s until the present day. So I want a number as an answer. If you guess correctly, obviously it will be a free setup, any car, any track of your choice. Okay. If you guess it's incorrect, then you can't guess for another 20 minutes. That's the rule that we've had. Okay, so that's the question, guys. How many iterations of Brands Hatch has there been since the 1950s to present day? Alright. As this battle looks like it's hotting up a little bit now. Reedy is all over the back of him. And Marek, we can see the rear view mirrors. We've got Marek there as well. So, let's have another little three-way sandwich as we go down Cooper Straight. Cooper, what a great name. Coops competition, comms by Coops, Cooperman. It just sounds awesome. So that you can see they've all physically, through that braking zone, they've all gapped each other there by about half a second. So go, power, power, power. Not confident. On the brakes, down the gear, turn her in, cut that curb. She's not happy. That Mercedes does not sound or look happy doing that, if I'm honest with you. Who we got? Lurchy says 16. No, Lurchy's good effort, mate. You can't answer for another 20 minutes, okay? And Kaga says keep pushing, Lurchy's, mate. Keep going. And see, look what's just happened there. See, fresh jinx. He's did that tiny little mistake, and Reedy's gone through, and so has Marek. So there is always opportunities here. A little shout out to Calm Koala. He's currently in 14th place in the Bentley. He's plugging away. You know, he was under no illusions he was going to win this race tonight, being a reserve, jumping into Tier 1 for the first time, but he's plugging away. And this is all really, really good experience for him. He's going to learn from other drivers. He's going to build that consistency. And his track time, it's invaluable. Euphoric State. Kaga, this is for you. So he's coming in 6th place. Look at this. Look at the acceleration he's got out of there. That was... Oh. And then he's had a little twitch there, which is allowing Bruges to go back up. Oh, my word. I mean, that Porsche, she's so quick, but she's such a handful. Closest battle on track, we've got 2 tenths in it. So let's have a watch of this. From Euphoric State, again, we can see the inputs, we can see the steering inputs there. You can see what it's doing on the gears. She's so aero dependent, this car. You could just feel her moving around there without even the steering wheel moving. I don't know if that's just because I'm a racer, but you just feel the car moving just watching it. Yeah, the twitchy Porsche, definitely. Dat F1 guy, hello Dat F1 guy, welcome to the channel. Yes, come on Micro Racers. Good to have you with us, Dat F1. I take it you follow Michael. If you do, thumbs up. He's a good guy. As we're currently on board Euphoric State in 6th place. Well, he's not hunted down Bruges, he's all over the back of him. Who's going to prevail? That's the question. As you can see there in the background, that's GTJ, who's obviously pitted. Okay, so he's not going to interfere. Bruges, that Bentley doesn't look happy through there. Down to 2 gears. That's a good run out of there as well. Okay, I feel a move coming into Paddock Hill Bend. Bruges is going to be under some serious pressure here. You see the car understeering in front. There we go. Get a toe out of him. Stick it up the inside. Glide it through. Not quite as easy as that, is it, folks? No, it is not. So we'll keep an eye on that from up here now so we can hear more. Couldn't have 2 more different cars. Exactly. And that's why I love it. I Am Slow. I Am Slow has made a great comment in the live chat about 2 completely different cars at the opposite ends of the spectrum, but look at them. Yeah, everything is just so competitive. The cars are so well balanced in terms of BOP. Obviously, importantly, you've got a lot of excellent drivers in here as well. As GTJ, after his pit stop, he's looking now to make up some ground. So Michael's currently still in pole in 1st place. He's now pulled out a 5-second gap on Graham. Evan is still holding that podium place, so brilliant drive from him so far. Crazy's is 2.5 seconds behind him in 4th. Then this is the battle we're watching now. So Bruges is 6.5 seconds behind Crazy's, and Euphoric State is 2.5 tenths behind him. How long is this battle going to go on? We've 36 minutes left, and that looks like GTJ was having another issue there. That Audi, she's so twitchy coming out of those 2 right-handers. Back end must be a real issue there. Will Friedman is currently in 7th place. James Williams doing an excellent job. He's standing in as a reserve tonight in 8th, so well done, James. Reedy and the other sister Merc is 9th, and then Fresh Jinx in 10th. We saw a nice battle between those 2 earlier. Still only 7 tenths. We'll check that out again later on. GTJB 141 in the McLaren is 11th. Marek in the Aston is 12th. Viner is our mystery guest tonight. He's in 13th, or she's in 13th place, only 2.5 tenths behind Marek, but I think we've got to stick on this one for now. And then we've got Calm Koala, who again, euphoric state. Just this is what I was saying to you earlier, guys and girls. It's tiny mistakes around here. Yeah, and as he's lost momentum there, which is going to put pressure on him now from GTJ, and that's going to allow Bruges a very, very short breather for him to try and collect himself and get his head on it. So Calm Koala, again, as I said before, is a debutant reserve. He's currently sat in 14th place, just gone in to do his mandatory pit stop. And then out of the guys that have pitted, you've got Papano, GTJ, Kevin in the Ferrari, Tro, Kino, who's our featured driver this week, and Lurchies, who's, Bruges is thrown off the track. Bruges has got all out of shape there. I bet he took a tiny little bit of grass there, and that's just enough. He's going to drag the car off. So we do have instances going on. Let's have a look at Viner and Marek, see how these boys are getting on in their little battle. Let's get up close and personal with the AMR team, Aston Martin Racing Team, that British Racing Green there. So Marek is fighting for 11th and 12th place. They come onto the Brabham straight. See, personally, I mean, I do drive the Ferrari, and I think the Ferrari's a good car around here. Paddock Hill Bend, who's got the better run out of there? Oh, Marek had to damp the brakes then. That should allow a dive on the inside, but how much of a dive? They do touch. They touch again, and that causes a spin for Marek. Unlucky Marek. Looks like he's just got going again. So that is not what he wanted. You must remember as well, this Viner chap, unless he's changed his name on Discord, we don't know who he is. Just random guy in the server, set the pole lap time of a 23. I think, what was it, 23.7 or 23.9, and wow, there you go, amazing. So where do we see the next battle developing? Well, Viner is closing Fresh Jinx down now. We are coming into probably people's preferred pit window now. Around about halfway distance in the race, people like to dump it in the pits. Some may choose to go long. Obviously some have elected to go early. Bruges has brought it into the pits. That's probably not a bad idea. She didn't look too happy with him, so you don't know how those tyres were reacting. So he's probably got to make some changes on the fly and go and get his pit stop done. As Michael is now coming up. Who's that going to be? Lurchies maybe? Let's go. Do I dare do it, guys? Lurchies or... yeah, Lurchies. When I say Lurchies got out of the way there, I think you'll all agree with me, it was more of a sort of World War II kamikaze pilot type manoeuvre. But come on, Lurchies, keep going, buddy. Keep going. So Michael's doing an excellent job at the moment. I don't want to stay on him. I don't want to curse him. I don't want to curse any of them. Graham, consistent as ever, second place. Well, that line wasn't probably the best down Paddock Hill Bend, but he's not losing out too much. And then we've got another 8 seconds back. So you have to say, I think in the first 15 minutes of this race, as you would expect, the start of the race is going to be closer. But I mean, the gaps, they just weren't there at all. Look how much Viner has closed up on Fresh Jinx. There's bound to be a move there at some point. And there is a move. Oh, he wants to come into the pits. Okay, so that would have compromised his pit stop, because obviously he wanted to come across into the pits, but Viner was making a move on him at that time. So Fresh Jinx has come into the pits. King Williams is in the pits, and Prince Friedman. I don't know why these are all FRL royalty, not like a mere peasant like myself. Jester, maybe. No, it'd be funny to do that. But so we've got 3 in the pits at the moment. This is going to start getting, so Will's on his way out. And there's that Michael going through. Yes, it was Michael going through, so now we're going to see how everyone's strategy plays out. Michael's just got to keep it going, keep it safe, just keep plugging away. He's halfway through the race.
Halfway through, not over yet.
See, look at that, genius. I knew it was halfway through the race. Right, we're halfway through, guys. Nobody has won the competition, so you can all reset your timers now, okay? Please, somebody tell me how many iterations of the Brands Hatch track has there been from the 1950s until present day? Okay, come on. Free setup. Any car, any track. That's what's waiting for you guys. So, Georgie Priest says 5. No, not 5, Georgie. No. Warm, but not 5. As we're currently looking at Will, so this is where we're all going to start getting a bit interesting now, because where are people going to start feeding back in? Dang it, dang, says George, please, dang. Obviously you probably don't sound like that, Georgie, but that's what came into my mind. So Viner, our mystery shopper, he's got in the pits, and there we go. Look, Michael's decided he needs to get his pit stop done. Graham's followed suit, so it didn't make any sense for Graham to go long really on that. He might as well come in and get that done as well. They're both protecting those podium positions. So we have a new leader of the race, guys. A debutant. Evan IRL is currently in first place in the number 2 Bentley. He's had a great drive so far. Crazies is promoted up to second place. Euphoric State, again, he's doing really well, isn't he? I think if he could just dial out a bit the sketchiness on that Porsche, I think he would be a serious contender. He puts himself up onto the podium in third. Michael is just completing his pit stop. And was that GT? Nah. Not for position anyway. So Michael is coming out of the pits now. So he is in 4th place. And Graham is following suit. So those two have done their stops. Reedy's obviously out of position there. I think he's just probably going to go as long as he can. So, in terms of a tactical move on the track, when does Evan, because you've now got Evan and Crazies is right on him, so I think Evan, his tyres might be on their way. Let's see what that Bentley looks like through there. Here we go. Crazies comes into the pits. Not something I normally do, but I'm going to have a little look at this, because again, this will be a manual stop from Crazies. So everybody, get your pen and papers out. Let's make some notes. Traction, Dave says 2. No traction, it's not 2. I'm even giving you guys clues now. This is fabulous. Somebody look it up on Google. Right, so Crazy's in the pits. Is he putting fuel in, or is he just getting those tyres done? Again, look at the traction control. He's got these traction on 7 with a brake bias of 60, and then you look at Euphoric State. His traction, I think, was on 3. No, his traction's on 3, and his brake bias is 54. So again, it's just totally different cars and how they're set up. He looks like he nearly got a wobble on there. So Evan IRL is still out in first place. Euphoric State is in second. Reedy in third. Those boys are yet to pit. And then as Evan comes into the pit now, so this is going to be key for him. Can he get out in front of that man there, Crazies? And Euphoric State, he pits as well. Now, if Euphoric State, I mean, he's had a good stint there. He could make up some places with that. So he might end with, then him and Will were fairly close anyway, weren't they? So suppose the key battle here is this chap and this chap. And how has that happened? Wow, 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 wow. Okay. IR Graham has managed out of the pit stops. He's probably maybe had better tyres out of those pit stops. But Graham has managed to take the lead of this race. He's got Michael all over the back of him. And this is where the psychology of it comes in, because Graham's been winning all the races pretty much, and Michael has been taking pole every race and being second or third, and it just, as we were saying, that 10% extra in terms of consistency would put it, or he's thinking, he's going for it, he's forced that issue. I don't want to look. I think Michael gave that back there. I think there was half a move on, wasn't there? But can we see him? Can we see there's that Ferrari on the right hand side as we go into Surtees. Michael's trying to go around the outside, thinks better of it. So he's going to see him get a cut back on there. Nope. This is going to be for the lead of the race, ladies and gents. Kagataco says 8. Kagatacos, I'll come back to you in a minute. So close, these boys are so tight. Is he going to make a move up the inside? You look at that mirror full of Ferrari. All over the back of him. It's just aggressive, it's relentless. This is why we love doing this. And you just know, everyone that's watching this that drives in any sim racing game, especially on ACC, because you'll be feeling their pain and their joy at the same time, you just know what these two are going through. Nice smooth driving, nice inputs. No, not going to happen there. As we come down Paddock Hill Bend up towards Druids, hard on the brakes. Look how he closes up there. Now, does the Ferrari get a better drive out of there? It's close. It's very close. Yeah, what a battle. Traction, not again. I know traction. I know. Well, it's Michael. Oh, guys, you just don't get any closer than this. There's got to be a move coming. Michael's got to be getting frustrated. I know he is. He's going to be playing on his mind, and he's going to be kicking himself. And Graham's going to be sitting there. Graham seems a very cool character. I think Graham would just be like, well, go on then, Michael. Oh, Graham's made the mistake. Oh, Michael's gone through. I tell you what, I've been telling you guys for so long that this is some of the best racing you're ever going to see, and that couple of laps sums it up. Absolutely amazing racing from these two. But just how much of that did they take out? And Crazies, as we watched that pit stop, he's managed to jump Evan in the pits. I did tell you Crazies was a master of the pit stops, so he's put himself back up provisional third place as Reedy ducks it into the pit. So, well, I tell you what an amazing couple of laps that was. And straight away Michael's pulled 1.8 seconds on Graham, so either Michael made a mistake earlier on which allowed Graham to take the move back, or Graham came out of the pits on better tyres, or had a better outlap than the Ferrari, which set that little to and fro up. But I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Michael, and you, Graham, for entertaining everybody that's watching right now. So Crazies is up into third place. What was that? That was someone getting out of the way. So Crazies is up into third place on the podium, a place he knows extremely well. I think that will make it 96 or 97. You have to tell me after the race. Evan IRL can't take away from him. He's in fourth place in his debut, so you know there's no shame in being fourth place at the moment. You're doing extremely well, mate. Euphoric State, I'm really impressed with this drive from Euphoric State. Got himself up to fifth place. That Porsche has been sketchy, but he's held on to it very, very well. His teammate Kagatacos is watching at the moment, wishing he was out there in his Porsche, but Euphoric's done really, really well. Will, ever present, Mr. Consistent in the other Nissan, he's currently in sixth place at the moment, with our fearless leader, Mr. Williams, is in seventh place. So again, James jumped in tonight at my request as a reserve driver in tier 1. and he's done a fantastic job. So no excuses for tier 2 anymore. You're just trying to blag a championship. Papano again, he's also a debutant. He is a permanent driver. He's a debutant with us, so he's doing really well. He's in the Lexus 8th place. Bruges had that off earlier on in the Bentley, remember, and ended up having to go into the pit, so he's plugging away in 9th. Viana, our mystery shopper, is in 10th and off the track currently. He actually qualified on pole. No, he didn't. Michael did, but he was on pole for quite a long time. Reedy in the sister Merc to Graham is in 11th place. Fresh Cheeks in the other Lexus is 11th. GG James had a bit of a tough evening, really. That McLaren has not looked particularly settled. He's currently in 13th place, and then we've got Tro for the Aston Martin Racing Team in 14th. Calm Koala, debutant, standing in again, and asked him if he'd step in, and that's a beautiful slide. Keep it together. He does. There you go. That was all good. Can't complain about that. So he's doing really well in 15th place. He's continuing to get around the track. Valuable experience. GTJ is in 16th. He looks like he's got a problem. GTJ, and last week he had a great race, but it was ruined by an issue. I think the same thing happened in race number 2, and he qualified right up there tonight, I believe in the top 5. Started the race really well. I think it was up to 4th. But that Audi on those right-handers, sort of Hawthorns and whatnot, he's struggled. So he finds himself down in 16th place, which he's not going to be happy with. I'm very sorry, Kino. Kino's our featured driver this evening. The driver interview didn't take place because of a technical issue on his end, and he's been involved in a couple of incidents, not of his own making tonight. Finds himself down in 17th. But Kino, keep at it, mate. Third showing out with tier 1. You're better than 17, so you keep putting those laps in, buddy. Mariola in the Aston, he's in 18th place. King Williams has got himself a drive-through, so James has obviously decided to take too much track a few times, unfortunately. So James has got a drive-through. He's not going to be happy with that. And then, as we were saying, down at the bottom there, we've got Marek in 18th. Kevin is in the pits. We'll keep an eye if he comes out. He might be sitting that one out. And Lurchie's off the track there, keeping out of everyone's way with the blue flags. He's a few laps down, but Lurchie's, keep at it, mate. Keep at it, buddy. So, closest battle on track at the moment is Viana and Reedy. It's only a few tenths separating those two. Still, as you were at the front, Viana makes the move. Why that Merc? Why Reedy's Merc is so sluggish? Maybe he's doing the considerate thing, and he knows that Ferrari in those hands are quicker, so he's just backing out as to not to get into any issues. Maybe that's what it is. So, Jay Williams jumps into the pits. He's going to serve his drive-through. GTJ, he's gone back into the pits. Kino's gone into the pits as well. So I don't know if those two have decided enough's enough. We shall find out shortly. But back up top. So James has cleared his drive-through. That was a little bit of a slide going through there from Michael. 2.2 seconds back to IR Graham. And then Crates is 5.6. Look at him using every inch and probably a little bit more there. In third place. 8 seconds. Okay, so in terms of where are your races, Evan IRL and Crazies is probably actually the closest one we've really got on there at the moment. Everyone, well, with almost 45 minutes in, everybody should be in a rhythm. I can confirm Audi, me and GTJ on a live. Yeah, I definitely see that. I am slow. You can definitely see that, which is a shame. A couple of tweaks on that setup. Oh, anyway, speaking of setup, so Coops competition, we've been waiting all evening for somebody to give me a right answer, and just so that Euphoric State isn't having the only winning performance in the Porsche team for Tacos Racing. Kaga Tacos, you said 8. You are correct, my friend. It is. There's been 8 different iterations of the Brands Hatch track from the 50s through to present day. So congratulations, you are Coops competition winner today on Taco Tuesday. So please DM me in the Discord what track and what car, and I'll get that sorted out for you tomorrow morning. Okay, well done, mate. See? You don't always have to race to win. You can watch and win. It's all good. 15 minutes left. We got an optimal track. Cool temperatures really. Ambient's 20. On track is 25. Should be no issues there for these boys keeping up these quick laps. Can Graham see much of Michael? That's what I want to know. Well, he's got Koala in front of him. Yay. Yes, yay. Right, on the way up to Druids then. Let's see if Graham can start eating in. So there's Michael there. You can see it down bottom left hand corner. So Michael's 2.7, 2.8. 2.9 seconds ahead. You can just see him at the top of the picture there as we go on to Cooper Straight, my straight, the non-straightest straight in the world. Says it all, doesn't it? Difficult left in at 30s there. Get on the power. We need to be on the power early there. Obviously we've got the longest straight on the track. As we come in to Hawthorns, get on the power. Michael's still gapped at about 3 seconds, and then we're going to go through Westfield there. Then we've got Dingle Down and up through Sheen Curve, which is my most favourite corner on this track. The scariest, but my favourite. Then into the heavy braking zone down into Stirling's. Are we making any inroads? Let's look at that split. Bottom left, Michael races 2.9. So these boys are running at the same pace as you can see. Michael's just making a move up there on a back marker. Who was it? So it's one of the Aston boys as they all come down the hill nicely into Druids again. So there's not too much in terms of pace. Everybody's pretty much running at the same pace. This is where we're at. This has come down by 2.5 tenths since we last looked at this battle. And if you remember, on Sunday even, I mean, we've seen some epic battles tonight, especially Michael and Graham battling over first place, but Evan goes a little bit wide there, and Vino's got himself a drive through. That's track limits. So Crazies is keeping him at 1.2 seconds. That's going to be your battle that develops, which should be a good one. Good one to have a look at, actually. Kevin, hey, sorry about the retirement. That's okay, buddy. That's alright, it happens. Are you still in the server though, aren't you, mate? Yes, you are. That's fine. Don't worry, mate. You were having a good race up until what happened there. Sorry, Kevin Senti is just dropping a message in the live chat. But well done, mate. There's always next week, alright? Just stay in the server. Stay in the server, please. So we're down to just over a second. So Evan is closing up on Crazies. Drive through cleared. Okay, it's all good. Let's go on board the Bentley. Let's see how she behaves. So we've had a look at the Porsche, we've had a look at the Ferrari, we've had a look at the Merc, the Lexus. Let's give the Bentley a little bit of time. He's got the traction on 3, brake bias is 64, so they're all a little bit wide there. So into Druids now. He's only a second behind Crazies. Yeah, that's right. Watch your teammate bring it home. So that part of the track hasn't favoured Evan at the moment. He's dropped 5 tenths on Crazies there. And I have to say, I mean, the Nissan as a car, in terms of track pace, race pace, she's consistent. She does her job very well. But Evan, he can't be disappointed with this. I mean, he's in 4th place in his first race with FRL in Tier 1. And that's Koala, needs to get out of the way, and he does so. Excellent driving, calm Koala. So that's going to allow Evan to pick up the slack again. Nice control on the oversteer there. See, he's definitely more aggressive over the curves than what we've seen on other drivers. I mean, it is the Bentley. We know the Bentley likes to do that, but quite a bit of steering lock on there. Not really any correction, so she seems to be handling well. She does seem to be handling well. Right, so quick look up. So we've got 10 minutes left of this race, and it's been an epic race so far. We've had a competition winner, Kagatacos. We've had multiple fights, we've had a couple of offs, but for the main, as expected, we've just had a lot of extremely close wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door racing. GT Jamie, well, come on, dude. I think he kind of given up on having a decent finish earlier on, but he's within half a second of Fresh Jinx. If he can get that up to 11th place, that'll be an absolutely brilliant drive for him. I want to say brilliant drive for him. I don't mean because that's his level. I mean for him in that car at that track, right? Don't start hating me. So Kino looks like he's pulled up for the day as well. GTJ 82 and Kevin, so those two look like they've backed out of that. And as we GT Jamie's going to make a move into Paddock Hill Bend. He's got the inside line, positions the car nicely. It doesn't look like he's going to run too wide there, so he gets that job done. Up to Druids. Is Fresh Jinx going to be able to? He did close right up there. I thought he was going to try and take that one back straight away, but nothing doing there. So well done, GT Jamie. 141. Just concentrate. 9 minutes to go. Just think about it. It's 5 laps, maybe 6. But just do some consistent qualifying, is what I would say. So in terms of other close, we'll go back to Evan. What's going on here? I lost the rear first lap. Lost a couple of places. Myself and the Porsche had a bit of a... Yeah, I think I did see that bit, mate. I did see that. It was unlucky. He was doing really well. So I think we've got a world record at the moment. There's still 9 people watching. I'm sure you guys have got better things to do. No, you haven't. That's right. It's Taco Tuesday. This is where we all need to be. I want to be out there as well. Actually, I am slow. I do miss my racing, especially in Tier 1 with these guys. But COMMS was requested, and I enjoy that as well. So we shall do COMMS for a while, and then we'll slowly get back in to Tier 1 and win every race. Right, so Bruges is under a second now behind Papayo. So he's fought himself back well. You've got to say, James Williams, you know, and he's had his drive-through. He's had a great race. He has had a great race as a stand-in. Can't deny that. Reedy's got himself up to 10th. Well done, Reedy. Right, we've got to go on board this one because here we go, ladies and gents. Let's go on board with Crazies. We know what's going to happen. Bentley versus Godzilla. Now, we did that at Silverstone, and unequivocally, the Boatley won that race. There's only me and Will in the top 10 in Nissans, but the Nissan is a useful tool. The gap's increased again. So I want to understand. This is again the beauty of the cars and the tracks. You know, some parts of the track, one car's got to be quicker and handle better and have more traction than other parts of the track, and that's where you see that pendulum swing throughout a lap. All I can think is there must have been a little mistake there. Vinet's gone into the pits. Why has he gone in the pits? Let's have a look there. As that cone gets taken out again. Do you think that cone respawns every lap? Because I have seen it go about 3 times so far in this race. I'm sure it doesn't respawn every lap. Anyway, 6 minutes 20 seconds to go. No real big changes that we need to worry about. And Nissan won that race. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Good race though, wasn't it? I enjoyed that one. So Michael is currently 5 seconds to the good. I'm not even going to look at him, guys. It's not because I hate Michael. Don't want to curse him. Graham's doing a stellar job again, 2nd place. You've got to think the consistency of his driving and the points that he's picking up. That's why he's leading the championship. Crazy's in 3rd place, but again, Crazy's his consistency. That's why he's up there in 3rd. And he just is so consistent. Evan, I've been very impressed with him. Very impressed with him. He's in 4th. Euphoric State, okay, I know he's back 9 seconds down the road, but again he's got himself up to 5th place. And who's that gone off down there? Was that Lurchie's? Or was it GT Jamie? No, I think it was Lurchie. So euphoric state, stellar drive from him. Will, consistent as ever. And then our other debutant in 7th place. We've got Bruges all over the back of him though. There's a battle that we need to have a quick look at. Everyone else looks pretty good for time. So, Bentley versus Lexus. The two real brutes, I think, of the field. And with under 5 minutes left, this is looking like the closest battle that we're going to have left. Sort of a lot of corrections going on there for Bruges. Bruges is I don't know, I feel like I'm just repeating myself. I mean, Bruges is a really, really quick driver, and he's an 8. That's what I'm saying, it's just the quality of the field is absolutely awesome. So Evan's got that back under a second again. We'll stick on Bruges at the moment because these guys are only 7 tenths, and Evan. Let me just go and have a quick look. Okay, so those boys were also 3/4 per second. So we've got 2 close battles going on in the closing stages. Bruges has now pushed out to a second. This is for the podium, and we had the same thing on Sunday. We had a really close battle at the end for the podium. Again, if you haven't, please have a look at the GTV commentary section with the Sundays and Taco Tuesdays. Under half a second, okay. And there's a mistake from Crazies. There we go then. And he's gone deep. He's gone deep in there. Which has allowed Crazies just to pull out probably 2.5 tenths extra. Makes such a difference, you know, in terms of breathing space, concentration, where your eyes need to be in terms of, you know, looking for your braking points or looking at what's going on. Just those 2.5 extra tenths. Yeah, I'm surprised at the Astons as well. A bit quicker around here. I Am Slow says he's surprised at their pace, but I have said many times before, the Aston, in my eyes, I mean, I do this on the PC as well. On the PC, the Aston is my all-time favourite car on there. On here, whether it's because it's a original PS4 or not, PS4 Pro or PS5, she's a dog. She is slow. She just, the setups on PC do not work on here. Just my personal opinion. So this looks like it's evened itself out again. So we'll just have a look at everything else that's going through. 2 minutes left, 6 seconds. Okay. First to second place. They've got now 8 tenths. Bruges is now 2 tenths behind. So we're going to keep an eye on that and keep an eye on the delta between Crazies and Evan. And everyone else is evenly spaced. No big deals going on there. So we just need to manage these couple of battles until the end. Yeah, you're on the original PS4, Kevin. I know, mate. It's painful, isn't it? Oh, and we've got a move. Bruges is making the move. He's got up the inside into Paddock Hill Bend. Nearly missed that because I was looking at the comments. But we did get it. Now, he's going to run a bit wide there. He just about pulls it in, but he's going to lose momentum. He's gone defensive. Papino goes wide. Keep that tight line. Keep the tight line. The great driving from these two. As we come down towards Cooper's straight, that is right, the best straight in the world. Oh, is that a love tap? Was that? I think that was a love tap. That looked like a love tap to me. Okay, I think we'll probably end up seeing something about that later on. So Papano and Bruges looked like there was a little slight tap there. And obviously this is for position. Is he going to give that back? He is giving it back. Excellent driving. Maybe you can listen to me on the stream. Well, oh, no, he's not giving it back. Or was he? We had a Verstappen moment there, just giving him enough. Okay, so Crazies and Evans, those guys. Right, where is he? Where's Mikey? I'll come back to you in a minute. I'll come back to you in a minute. We're just going to keep an eye on this battle, but I do not want to miss the leader finishing his race as these boys come across the line to start their final lap. Right, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to still, oh my god, oh my word, it was that. So Williams moves out of the way. We're going to go on board with Michael Races. He's been threatening this for a long time. He's had a number of pole positions, he's had a lot of podiums, and there we go, ladies and gents. Michael Races with his first win in FRL Taco Tuesday Tier 1. He's going to be ecstatic with that. He's going to be sitting there going, "Hooray! Get in, man! My first ever win!" That is, I think, how he talks. Michael, congratulations. Very well deserved. Couldn't have happened to a nicer chap. Okay, well done there. IR Graham as well. Excellent result. Well done. Excellent. Reserved. Again, it's just consistency. And then we've got Crazies, brings up the podium. 3rd place. You're always going to see Crazies up there. He is absolutely, well, he's so consistent. Evan IRL, what a finish for you in your first ever one. Well done to you in 4th place. Euphoric State, really impressed with that in 5th place. Will Friedman 6th. Bruges currently 7th. Papino, who's his debut today, he's also doing really well in 8th. Reedy 9th. Reedy's in 9th. James Williams, look at him in the top 10. Bosh, well done you, King James. GT Jamie, great finish up there in the McLaren. In the end, obviously had a tough start to that race, but kept on going. Fresh Jinx 12th. Calm Koala, you know what? That's a very good effort, Calm Koala. Joined us there as a reserve. Kept clean and has a good finish there. And yeah, we've got Tro, Marek, Lurchies. Kino didn't finish. GTJ82 didn't finish, and nor did Kevin, but they all had issues. Kino was our featured driver today, but unfortunately that didn't come across in terms of the interview. We will redo that on Tuesday. Okay, I've promised him that. And as I said, he's a lovely chap, very upbeat, but you can't take that away. Well done, podium. Michael Races, first win. Well done, buddy. I will accept a tenner for those setups now that you've got your first win. Okay? Maybe 20. All right, okay. We'll call it 100. And we'll be happy with that. So, Gamer Dad, yes, Michael, yeah, great result from him. I am slow, awesome job, everyone. Kaga, congratulations to the podium. Kaga, don't forget to drop me a DM for that free setup, mate. Well done for winning Coops competition. And guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. Awesome racing, as always. This championship just keeps getting better and better. So join me next Tuesday, where we will carry on with this. Yeah, where are we next? I think we're at Barcelona next. Let me just double check. Double check for you all. Yeah, Barcelona. That'll be an easy one for them. So Barcelona next. There's only 3 rounds left of the championships. Things are hotting up. Tomorrow evening, don't forget, there is the first FRL podcast, the FRL cast, coming out at about 10 o'clock. We've got Midnight Madness at 12.
Go, go, go.
It just keeps going. So I'll be back on Sunday for the British GT3s. Until then, again, congratulations to the podium. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like, please subscribe, leave a comment. All these things help. And don't forget to check out formularacingligue.co.uk. COMMS by Coops, out.